Hey, hello, it is Cartoon Monday here at Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. I am your party artist. Yes, my name's Kim Overholt here at Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio to have fun with you and learn a little bit more about art and the progress of how to create a character. So, if you haven't had a chance to check me out before, check me out now. How you doing? My name's Kim Overholt, and if you want to know a little bit more about me, check out my website, Kim Overholt, KimOverholt.com. Forgive me, I'm looking at myself backwards, so I'm always having fun, kind of like, which way am I going? I have no idea. It can start any way. As long as it starts. Sometimes I work at a store where people are like, "Am I going through the wrong entrance?" I said, "There's no wrong entrance as long as you come in," right? So I'm welcoming you here. Thank you for coming by and saying hello. Yes, today we are going to continue with the great thing of doing cartooning on a Cartooning Monday. Mondays are so usually boring and uneventful, where we're going to kind of perk it up with a little bit of fun and hopefully you learn a little bit about doing cartooning, which is a lot of fun, or just the drawing process. The learning how to draw is always exciting. So if you've never drawn before, I give you like a little bit of a show of how you get started. And it's really, really simple. And for those of you who have had never drawn before, let's say, I can't even draw stick figures. Well, today we're going to show you how to draw a stick figure and more, because we're going to continue with Luna Sparkles, my favorite little cartoonist that I started to draw by the name of Luna Sparkles, and getting her into maybe doing some dynamic posing and maybe giving a little bit of background on who Luna Sparkles is. And yeah, but let's just get started with the basics. For you guys who have never drawn, painted, or anything before, as long as you can pick up a pen or pencil. Let me just trying to get my chair not to move in front of me. As long as you can get a pen or pencil and something to erase with. Oh, let me see. I also have this to erase with too. Okay, so we got the eraser and we have our handy dandy pen to do some drawing with. Now, if you pencil and eraser works just as well as dry eraser and the dry erase marker and eraser. Okay, let's not get caught up in the many things. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I can't even talk English today. Good morning. Good talk. Okay, so basic shapes: triangle, circle, square. If you have trouble making these shapes, just practice it all the time. Make a little triangle here. Make a little circle, say there. Make a little square over here. And just make a design of something you can continue with shapes. And maybe make a square there. Make rectangles. You can start making long squares called rectangles. And you can make all different sizes of squares and triangles. So play with the idea. Make all kinds of designs. You can play and color it in, because you never know. It could turn out into something that looks kind of funky, and you want to display it, and you can paint it or whatever you want. So this is one way to get creative. It's just very basic dynamics of lines and circles and squares, right? That's the basics. And when you get good at doing all those, you kind of think of, well, being, as I've always been an artist all my life, I've always thought of like the shapes of letters also make the difference, because you can also almost see it coming into, if you make the letter C, you have a C is like a whole circle, ABC. It's easy, and you can make things out of things that look like something else. For example, remind you of anything? Yeah, you see how things can kind of like, you can play around with the idea and make it into something. and create stuff that can be like easy, simple, or cartoony, whatever. That's where you start making the process of getting into drawing. Your imagination takes over, and a lot of practice. Practice makes perfect for doing whatever you want to do in this lifetime. It only wants to. It's only you that takes the idea and runs with it. And you have so many ideas to run with. You kind of have to narrow it down. What do you want to do with your life? You want to be an artist. You want to make art. You want to be creative. Well, you got to start right off the bat by looking at things in a different light to see how you can take, like I say, like this, make it into something like that. You can take like shapes and create something that resembles something that looks familiar, something like that. You start playing with ideas, and wherever it takes you, you just let that pen do what it wants and see what kind of ideas you can come up with, because sometimes you amaze yourself without even trying. I used to do paint parties for people, and painting also takes the idea of creating a shape. Say a shape that you want to make. Yeah, say if you want to make like the moon. The moon is really easy. You make a big circle. You want to make a half moon. You kind of cut it in half, make the C shape, and then you kind of fill it in a little thicker, and you kind of make like a little half moon kind of thing. Things like that. Like you, as you go along the way, you think of it like your letters, your numbers. Like say the number again, like the number 3. You could make it into a butterfly if you want to, by just like something. Just think of it like that, and drawings come no problem. It's when you want to get serious with it. If you've got yourself an idea, like when you start thinking of a character because you've been watching so many cartoons or you've been watching so many comic books, and you're like, oh, I like the idea of making my own cartoon. So yes, Luna Sparkles is one of those things that I've established. We're going to give it a try, and what we're going to be doing over the cartooning Mondays is creating more ideas for her. Now, if you got your own particular character that you have in your head that you want to draw, just think of like what's his characteristics, what things that it likes to do. Take it to the next level and try and think of how you see the character. Could you write a story about it? And I kind of did. I kind of thought of a story for my little character called Luna Sparkles, and she's a bunny who comes across. She lives in a place called Artania, and she comes across an abandoned art studio, finds a magic paintbrush, and becomes this great artistic bunny who she doesn't know it yet, but has special powers with her magical paintbrush that can actually have her jumping into her own paintings and kind of like the kid with the magic crayon, that kind of thing. Like you can, the magic paintbrush is the same kind of thing. You can create things, just be able to make it onto a canvas and create something bold and wonderful and have it come to life and aid her whenever she needs some help from, say, people who are like her nemesis, which is the nothing that wants to destroy all the great magical imaginative people in the world, or just get rid of all of the things that are so great about art. And so there's that kind of thing. You have supporting characters that you have to kind of keep in mind. Like if she's the hero, you need sometimes you need sidekicks. You need people who will help her along the way to her goals. So as I was talking about last week, we kind of got into it, which thinking about like supporting characters like Professor Wood, which is we're going to be concentrating on making a caricature sheet of him. He'll be like the wise old owl who teaches Luna some of the tricks that she can do with her magic paintbrush. There's Twinkles, her sidekicks, who's also, because she's Luna Sparkles, she needs little one called Twinkles to be her sidekick, little fairy friend. Brushy, who's the skeptic artist, never satisfied with what she can do and tries to push her to go a little bit further. That kind of thing. Yeah. So we got all kinds of things going on in the place called Artania. And we're just pushing it a little bit further, getting to know what the character is, doing some character sheets. Now, I got the character made. We did this last Monday, and I will show you the painting that I did. Hold on. because I put it into. I have this book that I use for a lot of my artwork and stuff like that. Well, mostly pen and ink, watercolor, all the kind of things that I want. I'm trying to like ideas to work on. Like as you see, yes, okay. So I came up with the idea. I'll show you a few more of these. Well, we're digging for it, so you can see what kind of stuff I like to do. Because I like to show you my art and make you happy. You know, I like to make people happy as I go. I think that's the whole part of being the whole thing of Luna Sparkles is I'm going to try and make it so that everybody is happy. Ooh, look at there's a dragon's eye. Ooh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Me. Okay. Go a little further ahead. Wonder Woman pencil. That's pencil. I did that. Brad Pitt, you know who? A young Brad Pitt, of course. That's young Brad Pitt with the little sailor's hat on. He looked so cute. He was so cute once. There we go. And some of my mystical, yes, little fairy on a leaf kind of thing. And faces, you know, it actually reminds me of one of the guys that used to come into the thing. You know, making all kinds of artwork. My friend Jean, hey Jean, hey. I gotta get that out to you one day, you know, I've got to go. And well, I don't know how that managed to get to that. Like I did Alice Cooper, and then that's in watercolors, and you can see it didn't leak or anything onto the previous because I have little sheet they provide for you so you don't get all messy all over the pages. So Alice Cooper, I guess he's coming in July to thingy concert. Yeah, Alice Cooper in concert. There we go. Oh, and Patrick Swayze. Yeah. And the H&M has this in their basement. Okay. The Oracle. Ooh, the Oracle. A little bit of Mystic and all kinds of stuff. Okay, hold on. All right. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me just get this is what I'm working on. It's gonna look really cool. But and that I did with ballpoint pen. Oh, curse. Brad Pitt. It's Brad Pitt again. Brad Pitt. Me and Brad Pitt, like I say, we're like this. This is me over here. Oh, Brad Pitt, there's something special. Anywho. Kitties. My dragon. Da, 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 da. Almost like the dragon on my back here. You can't see it though. Da, 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 da. And there is Luna Sparkles. Okay, Luna Sparkles. I made her. She looks so cute. But that's just like a still version of her. She's actually quite spry and she likes to jump around a lot. Because she's got her ballet slippers on and everything, the tutu and whatnot. Yeah, she likes to go. She's very very spontaneous, and as you can tell, Luna sparkles. She sparkles, especially with her magic paintbrush. Hmm. Okay, so what I'm going to be trying to do today with this character here is we're going to kind of get her into like some maybe action poses and things. We're going to make a character sheet. So making a character sheet of Luna Sparkles and some of the like what size she is and how old she is, that kind of thing. So we've done like a little bit character sheet on that so we can see like she's about 3 feet tall, maybe with her ears. Okay. And she's got the magic paintbrush in her hand. She likes to dance, of course. We're going to make some dancing poses for her. And we can go really out of control. And I'm going to try and do some with you while we're here. So, and I'm going to just do it on the whiteboard so you can see how dynamic you want to make your character to be. You can have them being still and happy just around painting, la la la. Or you can make them like, because there might be times where she's having to go up against the nothing, her nemesis. I got to try and make her nemesis too. So I got to make her character friends, and I got to make her doing some poses. So, but yeah, let's start by making her, because I've been waiting to do this, is make some poses with her. Maybe not with the whatchamacallit, not with the palette in her hand, maybe, because that's gonna it'll get wet and slosh people with it. So maybe just with the magic paintbrush in her hand, doing some kind of like dramatic poses. I'll give you an idea, okay? Because I love doing this kind of stuff. And that's the one thing that, I enjoyed when I was at Sheridan College taking classical animation and art fundamentals, is that they told you all about stretch and how to make foreshadowing, and kind of make the character look like they're like in 3D kind of mode, that kind of thing, almost like anime kind of thing. Even an anime style is kind of cool to do. So if I can make her doing like a hi-ya kind of kick kind of thing. Let me just, I'm just going to do like what we usually do when you got a character is you just start with the basic shape. So her head, and like, so she's got kind of like a face like that. Okay. So just imagine that's her. Okay. And she's doing like okay, we're going to make it really dynamic. We're going to make her doing like a high kick kind of thing. She got the high kick going on. She got her tutu on. So this, can imagine her tutu here. And she's got her, so when you're doing like a high kick like that, you got to imagine. So one foot down and like this, and the tutu coming across like this, and she's defending. So she's got her hair is probably going to be flowing over here like this. It's going to be, and of course she's going to have like that expression on her face when she's being a rabbit. She got to kind of like that, yeah. And she got the, okay, so she's going to like, she's going like that. So she's going to have the one arm kind of like this. So the one arm's going to kind of come like this, making like a fist, like that. Where her other arm is going to be going like punching stance. So she's going to have the other arm kind of like this. Gives you an idea what she could look like when she's. But this is just a rough, okay? And then you go ahead and you make up your own little idea. Okay, so she's cute, and I'm gonna make her eyes kind of like, yeah. So let me make her look like she's happy for this one. I was like, hiya! So there you go. So you get an idea. You're gonna make her doing an action pose, or she can even make her like look like she's actually flying across here like this. Like, hiya! And she got. So she's coming into the thing too. So there you go. There's an idea for, like, there's one action shot that I would probably use, would be her in her tutu, kind of, beating up the bad guy. Can you imagine? And little cute little eyes though. And there you go. Kind of like that. So there you go. So that's one idea for doing like one of the action shots for Luna Sparkles. And you can put down, like, if you wanted to have like your own. Luna Sparkles, there we go. Having her kicking butt. There we go. So there's one little thing there. We're doing it. There's one pose where she's got to beat up the bad guy. You know that she's going to be like the warrior. She's got to do it right now. And she's got a magic paintbrush. So if she had a magic paintbrush in her hand, it would probably be like here too. She'd be kicking butt first and then using her magic wand afterwards. With the paint on it, of course. The paint would be splattering across like this because she's moving fast. Got the she's like a quick Bob Ross. There we go. So there's one pose that you can do for her where she's like, ah. She's a warrior bunny. Okay, so there she goes. Oh, and of course she's got a little. You gotta have the little nuances of her. She got the ribbon in her hair. So, okay, so this is what she looks like, of course. So that would be like one of the things to make her do, making her doing like a hiya kind of kick. Right there, you go. You can imagine it now. You can kind of see it. I mean, when you color it in and everything else, it kind of it'll give you like an idea. Right, well, right now she doesn't have. She's defending herself. But there you go. So there's an idea. So there's one thing where she's doing an action shot. That's a great action shot for bunnies, especially for bunnies. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention she's got a magic tail. You can't see it because that's her one of her secret weapons is her magic tail too. Her magic tail is like whenever she finishes a painting and she takes her tail, she dips it in the paint and that's her signature. That's her, like her signature move. Yeah, maybe I should try doing her signature move, which would be like okay, so imagine that's her tail. All right, there's one signature move. So you can see this huge butt coming at you. Maybe her feet like this because she got a tutu on. Mm-hmm. So we kind of like tutu. Got her feet there. There's her feet. But of course she's in her little thingy. And this is her with a little bit of paint on her tail there. And that's the finishing move. So maybe she's going against the bad guy with the nothing and she finishes him with the paint on the tail that ignites all kinds of great rainbows or something. I don't know. I don't rainbow, but I don't know. This is where you come up with all kinds of ideas for Luna Sparkles and what she can do, what she's the possibilities. So that's one of her hidden talents, and that's the one. Okay, so one of her finishing moves is the tail with the paint, tail and paint. Takes a big glob of paint and signature move. That's kind of a cool thing. I think that's hilarious. It'd be like Bob Ross when he says he's going to beat the devil out of it, that kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, this kind of thing, just the leaving the little trail behind. Oh yeah, and of course, bunnies always like leave those little trails behind. We all know who. When we've had bunnies, we all know leave little bits behind. That's kind of funny, kind of cute, kind of thing. That's a good thing to do. Okay, so Luna Sparkles. I try to come up with some ideas. So that's one little action shot that you can do with Luna Sparkles. Another one would be her with her magic paintbrush extended, right? So we had to kind of like imagine, say again, you start with the shape of her face because so it's kind of like having like a shape of face like that, and her ears. And she's got the magic paintbrush extended up in her hand. Like you gotta think of like, ta-da! Ah! As a final move, she's got a hold of it, and she's got it in her hand, and it's got a big magic paintbrush. Pointing at you. There we go. So you get to establish what you wanted to kind of be doing, and you kind of like okay, so and so your tutu, and she's like And like this is just a rough drawing. And what I will do is do a real character sheet with her doing like these poses for real. Not just, but just so you have an idea, make her look like she's strong. She got the strong paintbrush in her hand and she's using it, creating all kinds of wild stuff to happen. That's what the noise. Sometimes you have to make the noise too. I'm always telling people when you're painting and stuff and you want to make like the river going, you gotta imagine the sound the river makes. And she will say to you too. Luna Sparkles would probably tell you, make the sound. You gotta make the sound too. Okay, Luna Sparkles. And you gotta think she's proud of it. There we go. So there's some ideas. So you make a character sheet with like her idea of how you would see some of her dramatic poses and how you would imagine her as a cartoon character. Do you see her as a superhero of some sort? Yeah, you know what? I think every character that you make, whether it be someone who's just a simple idea or something that's more, I think it's kind of cool to make them into a superhero. I have my dogs Bella and Mina, and I used to make, let's see, Bella. And of course, Mina would be more like, because Mina, she looked kind of cat like. She was actually a Yorkie. I love doing cartoons of my dogs. I would imagine them doing all kinds of different little poses and stuff. Bella and Mina. And I can show you some of the cartoons that I made. And I'd love to progress that into like a nice little cartoon because that would be so cute. But they were cute little guys, and I used to make always kind of little cartoons with them doing stuff. I may continue that one as well, but that's Luna Sparkles is what we're trying to concentrate. This goes to show you you can do all kinds of ideas for different things, different characters, make character sheets from everything, and make all kinds of ideas of little adventures. As long as you know what your friends are, or what your friends are, what you want your character to do, and what the whole background of your character is. So it's you got to start right from the bottom when you're doing that. Come up with a design, uh, like I made for Luna. Kind of see where the goal of what it is I'm trying to do with her, and see what happens. It's all about just seeing what happens, and it's that's what life can be sometimes. It's all about seeing what happens. So okay, so let's concentrate maybe now that we've kind of got some action shots for Luna. Let's concentrate on who her um, who supporting characters are. Her supporting characters. So think of supporting characters. Now, first one would be six. Just to say because she found that magic paintbrush. Doesn't mean that she knows how to use it, so she has to have some help. And there happens to be a wise old owl named Professor Wood. And we're going to create Professor Wood. So, of course, Professor Wood is an owl. And So we can think of a particular shape of an owl, or go by some references by Walt Disney if you'd like to kind of see what he used for reference for like wise old owls, because most owls are on the wiser side. So I'm thinking something kind of along the line of. But kind of thinking of, you got to think of maybe he's a little bit more cartoony looking. Maybe he knows how to use his arms. Well, especially he'd have to be able to use his arms to be able to show her how to use the magic paintbrush. So he would have to be a little bit more expressive, obviously. And you got to think of what kind of things could he possibly tell her about. What does he need her to know? Just to kind of get the whole idea of. Kind of like me, putting everything in front of her so she has an idea of what the possibilities are. So yeah, you can see how he's like trying to explain to you. Maybe he's got like glasses on, like the old professors kind of thing, and trying to explain to how to use the magic paintbrush and the three seashells. For fun. Yeah, so there you go. So you can make like a character like that. That would be Professor Wood. That'd be kind of like, because he's a wood owl. Some owls have like those little. You can make your owl look whatever way you want it to, or you can change it up. And the thing would be cool to see is any of you guys have an idea you want me to design for Professor Wood, or let me see, Twinkles. Let me see. So yeah, this is one idea for Professor Wood, a wood owl. So here's an idea. And he's trying to teach her all about how to use the magic paintbrush that she's got. Okay, and so next would be Twinkles. Twinkles is a fairy. So, uh, so not very big and kind of cute. So you could kind of think of a cute little fairy. You think it would be a bunny too, a bunny fairy? We can make it a bunny fairy. Or no, what? You don't know. We'll just make it a regular fairy. We'll make it a regular, like looking kind of. Big nose or something. Well, no. We have to make it cute because fairies are cute. So, okay, let's draw say she has like a face kind of like that. Okay. And nose. All right. She's obviously getting in the way of her own little thing here, so let's just keep on doing her. There we go. Maybe something kind of like that. She's got cute little eyes and like that. Cute little nose. Something cute and adorable. And then she's got like gets herself into some kind of trouble. All right, and so will I be. So an idea, and like she got like a cute little shaped body of some sort, and she got wings. And she's always getting into trouble, always, trying to grab her wand and stuff, trying to be a pain. So let's let her one idea for Twinkles, and she got little, she called Twinkles because she glows a little bit. There we go. So just use some idea. Do they all have curly hair? Yeah, I guess they all do, because I got curly hair. They get to have curly hair too. Why not? There you go. Oh, I'm getting dry here, and I forgot to get myself something to cheer for. All right, so there's a couple of ideas for you. So this is the next step of what we're doing. So supporting characters, coming up with ideas. It might change. I'll come up with a great idea. I'll make a couple of character sheets for Twinkles. I'm sorry, I'll make a character sheet for Twinkles. I'll make a character sheet for Professor Wood. And there's also the other one called Brushy. Brushy is kind of just one skeptic rabbits, I guess. He doesn't really, not really a big deal, right? Well, then again, you can make him into a big deal if you want to. He's not a very happy guy though. Doesn't really care much for Twinkles either. And maybe he's a little bit serious. Maybe he wears a tie because he's just way too serious. He's like, come on, this is no way to get into art school. Oh, you never know. You never know. There's so many different ways. So many different ways to get the job done. But anyways, I'll work on some character ideas and I'll kind of get that started. And maybe we'll continue it tomorrow with a little bit of magic, with Magic Tuesday, and we'll come up with some magical ideas for Luna Sparkles, what she can do with her magic paintbrush. There's something to think about for tomorrow, or at least an idea. And in the meantime, yes, I have to get a drink because I'm going to start getting really kind of dry. And I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in to Cartooning Monday. And this is just the basics of how we're going to get started with cartooning and coming up with ideas for your own cartoon and being able to put it out there and see what happens. And like I say, you want to know a little bit more, contact me at my website. And other than that, I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. I really gotta go.